Hi, everyone. Quick note before we start this episode. I have recently learned that I have had problems with my laptop's microphone for a very, very long time. Almost the entire time that I've actually been using it for recording and streaming, wouldn't you know? Now, I did something really stupid and I caused my microphone to constantly clip, so I had left my laptop's microphone volume up and also added a decibel boost. Recommendation: don't do that. I had done this mostly out of the fact that my microphone was always really quiet, and then I had to deal with balancing the audio of Andrew through Skype calls for two gay streams, as well as the fact that Skype for a while didn't properly decrease the volume of other applications. Now it's almost gotten to the point where Skype has actually decreased the volume of other applications and dampens them too much, especially considering the fact that some of my settings for some games and such had actually stuck, and other apps were being quieted by my sound settings just in general, which was, something I had to deal with. But now I have to work on rebalancing just a little bit more to make everything work right. But now I won't be audio clipping anymore. However, this coming episode, I will still have audio clipping because I only just fixed this after I had recorded this back to back with this episode and the Super Recap show. I hope you are able to at least deal with that. Now, I also want to mention, real quick, last episode and this episode, and basically every episode for the foreseeable future, Andrew is being recorded over internet because he uses his tablet. Because his phone doesn't have a microphone jack and his laptop does not. Well, he jiggles his leg a lot, and his laptop sometimes makes that sort of shaky noise that you would get in the Super Recap show once or twice. I did edit out me chastising him for that. Just because it's not a thing that really should be happening, but it does. It's a nervous habit because he just has his laptop on his knee and it's just moving around. That happens. It's fine, babe. Don't worry if you listen back on this. But Andrew can't use his phone and is stuck with his tablet for recording his audio. And it's recorded only over internet because I don't think his tablet has a voice memo function. And I don't know if said voice memo function would even work while he was on call. So we'll have to see about that in the future. For the foreseeable future, though, I will be recording his audio on my laptop through OBS just to capture his voice. And that means that sometimes there will be little lapses in his voice. It sometimes cuts him off, much like how the clipping was cutting my voice off a lot, and in a really bad stance of clipping, I could be almost completely cut off in multiple words. You know, it happens. But, anyways, I hope that those aren't too negatively effective. I have at least fixed my clipping issue. We will continue to work on improving Andrew's audio so that we can have a better overall experience. And I hope that we can continue to work on synchronization as well, because that is something that I have noticed is a little bit off. Otherwise, we should be only on the up and up. Thank you for listening to me ramble on for a few minutes. I have had to try recording this a few times because first my laptop fan was going, which meant that there was a constant whirring in the background. Then I forgot to say things, or I said things too stupidly for me to allow myself to keep them as a recording note. So, you know how that goes, where you just gotta scrap and start all fucking over. Anyways, that should do it. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I apologize for any audio issues in it. Thanks for listening. Bye for now. Okay, recording.
Recording okay.
That works, I guess.
That works, I guess.
Again.
Again.
Okay, so it seems Andrew's copying me again.
Okay, so it seems guys copying me again.
I I don't I don't You know what? Never mind.
You know what? Never mind.
Welcome to Two Gays Dragcast,
Welcome
podcast
to
where
the Gays
Andrew copies me
Dragcast.
sometimes, and we talk about things like Dragula, Drag Race Thailand, and all the things that aren't usually covered in the mainstream Drag Race recap podcasts. Because, the dissection and dissemination of other drag rate related competitions isn't important. Actually, it totally fucking is, and that's why we're doing this.
So, in layman's terms, because you take way too long to explain things, welcome to Two Gays Dragcast, where we will discuss shows that are not Drag Race US, Slans, All Stars.
Yes.
That's all you need to know. Thank you. Goodbye.
Don't, not goodbye, because we're about to cover Dragula Season 3, Episode 1. It's out!
Okay, maybe. Yes, almost 2 whole years. Oh, no, more than 2 years, actually, yeah. 2 whole years since season 2 aired.
Yeah, I know.
And since I
Vander
started
wasn't
that
a reigning
podcast.
champion for that long, but Bitch Pudding has been a reigning champion for 2 whole years now.
Still doesn't beat Chad Michaels. Chad Michaels won All Stars 1 in 2012, and there wasn't a new season of All Stars until 2016, so they had 4 fucking years. Chad Michaels is the longest reigning,
Wow.
but now they put him out every fucking year, so nobody gets a chance anymore.
Nope.
Anyway, welcome to Dragula, Season 3, Episode 1. We will now be discussing it.
Yes.
As you know,
So the
you do.
intros have started to get a little bit more interesting.
I did not care for this intro. I'm hoping they'll do more funny stuff like they did in season 2,
Yes.
but I did not. I think Guy liked it. I personally didn't care
I
for this.
liked it as an homage to horror movies.
Of
It wasn't
course,
very campy. It was much more
horror, which is
yes.
part of the thing, horror, filth, glamour, which I get it, but personally for me, I personally prefer the frontier stuff.
Yeah. This I I think this is a reference with their looks with the escaped asylum sort of get up. So basically the Boulets are considered serial killers. They have killed no less than 18 people. Um
Get it? Because they killed
they killed
no less.
18
They
contestants
killed
in
10.
extermination
No, they
challenges.
killed. No, technically. Wait, no, less than 18, right?
Well, also add the pizza
Technically, they've
guy
only killed. Oh, yeah, that's
and
true.
any other people who have died in their intros.
Because I was going to say, because if they're just talking about extermination, they've technically only killed 17 because you
The
have
pizza guy
8
then.
and 9. Yeah, I guess that does count the pizza guy, yeah, because they didn't kill. That's kind of one of the things, even though I didn't want that because I love Vander to death, that was kind of one of the things I was hoping for because this is literally that kind of show. Instead of just each crown getting passed on to the new queen, each person has to, like, kill the previous
That
winner.
would have been so funny.
That would have been
Um,
Bitch trying to. But the thing is, it would have been really funny because it would have been Bitch trying to kill Vander, and Vander would have just like, bitch, no, and just blasted
oh,
her in
I
the head or
know.
something.
That would have been
Like,
hysterical.
well,
Vander would not have approved. Honestly, I
yeah,
probably wound up on the producer's table, but then Vander was like, "No, I'm cutting this immediately."
well, no, Vander was just like, no, I don't think that would work, and they're like, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, this season is a lot of Dragula's first. It has 11, first Dragula season to have 11 contestants.
Wow.
We have a trans queen on the show, Priscilla Chambers.
Mm-hmm.
To have a drag king, Landon Cider.
Yes.
To have an ab fab queen, which is assigned female at birth. I always think of ab fab, and I know that's what it is, but I immediately think of Absolutely Fabulous. It's a
Oh
British
yeah.
show. It's really fun. And to have a Canadian contestant, Yovska. Only took them 3 seasons. Y'all had to wait 11 fucking seasons until they could do it on normal Drag Race, huh?
Oh yeah.
And apparently, St. Lucia was not discovered by Reddit until the cast announcement, which just proves that nobody knew who the fuck she was.
I am excited to see how many jokes come about of nobody knowing who the fuck Saint Lucia is. Originally I thought her name was Saint Lucia because that's the pronunciation of that specific spelling of the name Lucia. Um,
Yeah, that's kind of what
but
I
Saint
was.
Lucia is also quite a nice name. And it's a
Oh
matter of
my
no one knows who
God.
Lucia is apparently Like
Apparently.
one other contestant who is like her biggest fan.
Oh, stop it. Anyway, our contestants are as follows. We have Dolia Black, Eva Destruction, which a lot of people have been waiting for because everybody wanted her on Drag Race, but it wasn't going to happen. So Dragula,
Yes.
yay! Priscilla Chambers, Hollow Eve, Landon Cider, Madeline Hatter, St. Lucia, Yovska. Oh wow, apparently that's actually his real name, Yovska.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that. Louisiana Purchase, Maxi Glamour, and Valencia. No, Valencia? I forget how she said it.
Valencia.
Yeah, right. Exclamation point. No relation to Dax! Exclamation point. Never understood. Don't understand
Well,
why,
the thing
but
is, it said Valencia exclamation point because it's an actual exclamation point,
so
spelled
was
out like
Dax's.
Dax's.
Oh, that's right. I thought Dax's did. I think it just depended on whenever they decided to do it. That sometimes it was an exclamation point and sometimes it was spelled out because they don't know how to. Because like here, like just on the wiki, because we have to make sure we're looking at certain things, it's completely spelled out exclamation point, but on the show it was just an exclamation
Yes,
point.
it's the actual the punctuation mark.
Right, but on like other things it just says Valencia all written out exclamation point.
Yeah, which is kind of odd, but I guess whatever. Um,
Anyway, so this first episode was a creating a super villain themed runway look, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. We'll start with
the
uh
mini
the
challenge.
episode starts the mini challenge, which wasn't really a mini challenge, it was just sort of a mini little look
It
at this.
was like a
Uh,
lottery.
kind of basically. So there were 11 compacts, and they had each of the girls come and pick out a compact. One of the compacts had a star on it. If you got that star, you won a 7-night trip to a lovely place down in Florida, a nice little
Yep.
vacation.
And
Ooh, that
guess who
sounds so
fucking
fun.
got it? Madeline had her the first one to pick.
Yeah, just interrupt me. But, thanks. Anyway, yes, if Madeline, the one who picked it, got the star, so they got a trip. 9 of the compacts were just empty. You didn't get anything. Sorry about
You
it.
didn't get anything
One
or
of
had to do
them
anything.
had, yes, but it would have been nice to win the trip. One of them had a spider, and they were like, well, we'll tell you what that is once you see who it's got it. The person getting it, sadly, was Landon
Who
Cider.
picked
And
second?
yes, no, he did he?
Yes.
Yes, he did. Well, because they were going in order of how the Boulets
Uh
introduced them.
huh.
Anyway, so yeah, Landon picked second and got that, and he had to. Sorry, yes, he had to
Eat spiders from a jar.
eat live spiders from a goblet, basically, and just eat. And he did the motherfucking thing. He took that
Yep.
goblet.
And several spiders fell down his laser, and it was just like, woo.
I'm gonna do it. And then, of course, you had them asking, I'm glad I'm not doing that. I'm glad I'm not doing that. But then Hall's like, give me the fucking spiders. I'll eat all those motherfucking spiders and let them
I
crawl all
know.
over my kidneys. And I'm just like, okay, bitch, go
Hollow
for
is
it.
something else.
Hollow is all out there. And I think a lot of people, because I was reading a lot of people were discussing it in the media discussion in the Drag Race
Oh yeah.
server. Hollow is a lot.
Hollow is a
And I
lot
think
to
that's
take in,
that's
yes.
gonna put a lot of people off. And I agree. There are things that I don't agree with, and Hollow is just a lot. But there's a lot that it's a mixed bag. I stand a lot, but at the same time, it's like, oh my god, this is a lot.
There is going to be some crazy shit from Hollow, and I am excited to see how Hollow teeters the balance.
Am I gonna? Can I speak now?
Yes.
Thanks. I was trying to finish a sentence. It helps to let me do that.
I'm sorry, babe.
It's fine. It's just
I'm being a
really.
Trixie.
I was about to say you are really tricksing it up.
I finished your thought for you for one.
I know, shocking. But yes, you are definitely the Trixie of this relationship, just interrupting me at every interval.
But I'm also the fucking crazy one.
So you're Trixie. Anyway.
And also
Uh,
Katya sometimes. Because I'm
no,
just
you're
weird.
Trixie. Yeah, no, you're Trixie. Because, somehow somehow you won and somebody else was robbed, and I'm Katya and I was not robbed, but I had a fun time doing it.
Oh,
I know I say that everyone's like, "Oh, Katya was robbed." No, no, she really wasn't, but she had a fucking amazing time being
she
there.
did.
All I say, Katya did great. Katya placed better than she originally did on her season, and honestly, that's the one thing you
She
can
made
do
a
better.
fucking
It's
amazing
not,
performance while doing so too.
you know, the only thing you can do better than place it, you can place unless you were like a winner or runner up, and you don't get either of those. The only thing you can do better than placing better than you did originally is winning, and I think like I'd be happy just placing better than I originally did, but I won't have to worry about that anyway. So now we move on to the workroom and the little makeup place. It looks very cute, much more like stylized and polished,
Yes, although
especially
it
when
does
it's
seem
so empty.
smaller now because of the fact that it's just one
Yeah.
long table.
Well, it's not even. Didn't you notice it kind of looks like the fucking place they used for the promo with the giant coffin? I wonder if it is the place they used
It
for the
could have
promo.
been.
Like, it looks like it. Um, and yeah, so everybody gets down and starts kikiing, and they're like, "Oh, look at this!" And everybody's just enjoying themselves, and
They go for the girl with the masks,
yeah, they do go
Yovska,
for the
just a
mix.
little
Although I
bit.
will say, she
So
does
we'll
prove
find
not
out
prove, but
whether Yovska's really all that, capable of displaying variety or not. And we know for a fact, at least from her promos, that she has two masks. One that is literally a demented axolotl.
didn't they both? I thought they were both the same. Aren't they both the same masks?
One had the
Oh no, you're right.
axolotl
That's right.
leg
And the other one had
antennae,
the
and then the other
nose thing.
one
You're right.
just
That's
has
right. That's right.
horns.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. And a nose thing. You're right. You're right. Okay. I don't know. I saw it and I was just like, wow,
They are similar, admittedly.
they are
They're
similar. A lot of it
constructed
is similar
similarly,
because
but
again, and that's the same thing for like saying a lot of it. I mean, everybody has their own signature look, but it's like a lot of the stuff is
it
like
might be a
similar,
signature head silhouette.
perhaps, or just the mask and the whole white and like giant monster thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so a lot of people get some kikiing and some fighting because hey, the drag show.
Oh
Now we
yes.
move on to our floor show, and we've got our special guest judges. Ooh,
Ooh la
we've
la.
got. Wow, I like that the wiki doesn't even include the other guest judge. They just include Fifi. I love that. They completely ignore the comic book guy. Wow, fucking rude.
This guy
I don't
actually
remember his
did
name
quite a
right now.
lot of
So
comic
sorry.
books.
I'm so sorry I don't remember your name right now, but
His name
he
is
was really
Phil.
cool. That's right, yes. Phil something. Again, so sorry. Um,
He's
he's a
Phil.
comic book artist.
Phil.
Really.
Phil of the
Eh,
future.
can you not?
No.
I will hang up.
Please don't.
Then please don't do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do, do, do.
You want to do this episode or get it done or
Okay,
not?
let's continue.
Thank you. This is what I'm talking about. We get off track, damn it. We have our guest judges, and then we have the main challenge, which is creating a supervillain themed runway look. And we
Yes.
will now be going through each of the looks in the order that they were uh, released, even though they do their runways very differently than Drag Race does, which I do like. I like it and I don't like it because I do like how straightforward Drag Races is, where it's just one queen
Yes.
after the other
But
after the other after the other after the other, no like
uh-huh.
intertwining. With Dragula, it's
It's
doing
a
them all
floor
one after
show with
another.
Dragula. They do
Right.
an actual tiny bit of performance with their looks.
Right, and then but they do it still one on one. They just happen to splice it all together at the end. Like they'll
Uh-huh.
show them separately, but then they'll splice it all together. So first
Let's go
we
over
have.
the boules looks because this is
Oh yeah,
amazing.
that's true. Yes, the Boulets have this giant. It's basically just that one Pokemon that's a candelabra.
Oh my god.
I mean, it is. It's
So they have
great.
these headpieces made of these they're like globes with
Phil
turned
Jimenez.
horns on the sides.
That's his name, Phil Jimenez.
Uh, yes.
Thank you. But yeah,
And then they're
he's
wearing basically just latex dresses.
latex dresses, beautiful like white. That seems to be their thing. I don't know if they always did
White
that, but I mean,
eyes. They
yeah, the
basically
white
almost always do
eyes.
white eyes if they aren't
I
doing
don't
something
know
a
if
little
they
bit more
always did it.
glamorous.
No, not always. Yeah, no, because they did that because they like that one like the red dress from season 2 that I still fucking love out of everything. And a
Yes.
couple of the other ones, they have like black or red eye. So it's not always white, but I think white's the signature sort of
Mm-hmm.
eye from them. But a very good look. Like I said, very, very much, I would say, that one Pokemon that's a candelabra. Um, so our first look is Yovska, and I also don't know if we said it in the last podcast when we were talking about it or not. We're not going to do like we did on the Blossom and Smith show, and we're not going to be uploading the photos of the.
Yeah, no.
We're not going to be showing the looks because that's a lot more editing on Guy's part. So we'd
Yeah.
rather
So,
you can always go look for it yourself because don't worry. I was going to say, don't ever worry. Somebody will upload it to YouTube eventually if you
yeah.
don't have
At
time,
least
of
the
course.
bare minimum, like the floor show or whatever.
Right, like they did that for Drag Race Thailand. Oh, I love when they did that for Drag Race Thailand. They would just literally the day after they'd upload the challenge, they'd upload the runway, they'd
Yes,
upload
and
the
that's
lip
how
sync.
we have to
And
get it.
I'm done. Yeah, and god damn it, we enjoyed it. Anyway, so first up is Yavska in this like clown
Yes, this.
horror jump up and down, like very, very like almost like poltergeist, like that one poltergeist thing where you remember that clown doll that like comes out and gets
Oh,
you. It's
yeah.
kind of like that. And I would think
Pretty good.
yeah,
A
actually, that's
solid
actually.
safe, I would say.
Oh yeah, if not high, almost. I would want to give it a high. Saint Lucia, very like
Um,
what's that one movie? What's that one movie where they're all in the like that orgy, but it's that one orgy where they have to have like the masks on.
ooh.
You know, but it's a murder orgy thing, sort of where they're like. I know the movie, and I know somebody's going to be like in the comments.
I
Oh, I know it's this movie.
don't know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about because I know what the movie is, and I also know they did a parody of it on Robot Chicken at one point because that's my humor. But this was definitely like, especially that sort of face mask. It's very like, and with the knife she has, like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
very sort of that. I just cannot think what it's from. Anyway, again, safe, very cute. Ava Destruction, very like tentacle woman.
Yes.
Yeah,
Gave me vaguely Maleficent style vibes. She
yeah,
said that it
very
was an
much
attempt to
so.
get Maleficent with that headdress.
Oh yeah, Disney villainess princess villain. She used to be a princess, and then she said, "Fuck all of y'all, I'm gonna be a villain."
Yes, and then she was a very extravagant villain.
Yeah.
Speaking of Disney style villains, though, we have Madeline Hatter, who is
That's
way more
very.
like Maleficent with that
I
headdress.
would actually say, well, actually, I'd say way more like Ursula, probably. Maybe Ursula meets Maleficent.
Yeah, actually.
I would say that it's especially with that makeup and the way that's like very just like sea almost. It's I love it. It's cute. I would again safe. I would say toot. I haven't found anything I'd boot. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say I'd never find anything I'd boot. Oh wait, no, Valencia just came on.
Oh no. So
Oh,
Eva,
Valencia
sort of Ursula like,
is a
and then we'll just
how do I
keep going
describe
in
this?
order.
So we've had this beautiful, going so far. We've had horror and some glamour and Disney princess, and now we have a fucking steak,
Yes.
a
This will be a
literal
statement
giant,
on the meat industry.
and just a meat villainess, and she's like literally wearing a giant steak.
Yes,
And
it's supposed
there
to
are
be
so many
campy.
ways
The
this
thing
could have been
is,
improved. The thing
it
is,
could have
there's
been
so many
more of
ways
a
this could have been improved.
bodysuit.
But not even the body. This could have been so many more ways this could have been improved on. They could have, because it felt too clean to be a supervillain. They could have
I
added some
know.
blood to the meat, made it look raw or rotten, or make it sort of don't it's too clean to be like a supervillain look. You need to
Yeah,
add like
Valencia basically
blood.
had a
Maybe have
chest
like a
plate
full.
with
Maybe if you're
flares on
going
the
for
front.
if she was going for the full like meat industry and killing and trolls, maybe she could have also had like a bloody faux fur like animal or something draped across it along with the bloody like steak and like
Or like
gone for that
ribs or
full
something.
yeah or something like that. It's like something that's like really like show that industry and
Yeah.
like
She
really get
even
that.
had a plastic curtain like you would see going through
And the only
freezer
part I
department.
yeah, and that was a cute thing. The only thing I liked about her look was their nail knives. I like that.
Yeah,
The
those were
little, the little,
cool.
the little nail knives were cute.
Yeah. The
And
sunglasses,
then
the fact that she had those sunglasses
Yeah, those sunglasses, those had to be custom made, which
Yes.
is kind of funny. Okay, so next we have Priscilla Chambers. I love this like punk rock look. Oh, it's
Yes.
so
So
cool.
when
I
she
do
all of
feel
the
weird
contestants
though.
drew their ideas for their looks
Does she
in
have?
random
I don't
books.
remember. Did she specifically only have one eyebrow? Like write that in, or did she just not have time?
Oh.
Because I noticed
Well,
that
she
that's
has a
probably
little
like the
star over the other one.
right. I don't know. Maybe that's like the one thing that's bothering me about it. It's just I feel
It's a
weird that
form
there's
of
no other.
asymmetry because one side is white, one side is blue.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
that's
I can
intentional.
understand. I get that. That's another thing
Oh,
I
I
saw a
know
lot of people
why.
commenting on.
One side of the flag is blue with stars, and one side has stripes.
Hey, okay, yeah, no, now that I see that, but the fact that I had to like be not necessarily explain that, it's just sort of because I saw a lot of people when we were discussing it as well in the other thing. A lot of people were kind of like, "Oh, there's no eyebrow." It's weird. I think it's because you don't really see the star that like
I
it
know the
shows
star
a little
blends in. It's
right. You
intentionally
just see the
blending in.
and you just really see the one eyebrow, and I think it just kind of like just makes it kind of hard for a bit because you only really see the one eyebrow because the star is so blended into the
I
look. They
know.
don't focus on it for too long. But no, now that I see that, I agree. It's very cool.
Mm.
I like it. Anyway, next we move on to Miss Louisiana Purchase, who I like. I like this look. I very much like this look, but I agree. The comments and judges were basically like, "It's a villain, yes, but it's not a super villain," and I can agree with that because I
Yes.
do love this look. I love this night. I love 1940s. I love very like this would be a villain on Batman, the 1960 show, sans the giant ass in the back.
Yes. Which
But I
they
love
basically
this
cut the
photo.
edit at.
I
I
know
can
that.
only wonder what
I love
else
that.
Louisiana did.
Oh no, I don't think she did anything else. She just, showed her ass and then walked away. Like you do, like Katya did during the naked challenge. She just walked over and showed him her asshole. Anyway, but I like this look a lot. I do think it's very like villain. I think she's not the main villain. She's one of the villain's henchwomen, but the
Oh,
henchwoman has
yes.
the main cast role. She's just not the leader of the pack.
I was about to
And
say,
that's the
if
problem.
she had donned a wild headdress and
Maybe, and then maybe I
cape with
know.
shoulder pads, it would have then
Yeah,
been,
like a
I'm
giant
the
shoulder
bad
pad
guy.
like that, something like that. I think that would have been really cool, and maybe like, even though because she was going for that 1940s, maybe she could have also had one of those long sticks for that people use the cigarettes for, with the cigarette in it, maybe
Oh,
stuff like
yeah.
that. That would have been cool. Next, we move on to Maxi Glamour. I personally really liked her look, but that's because I'm going to have the same problem with Maxi that the problem I had with Erica,
I
where the boulettes.
know.
It's kind of like every season has that. You had Loris on season one, Erica on season two, and that's going to be Maxi on season three. Although I didn't agree with a lot of Loris's looks, Erica and Maxi I do get. I'm
Yes.
a big anime nerd, and I immediately get this reference because she's obviously not obviously, but I when she said DBZ, I'm like, oh, I get it. She's referencing Piccolo, and you don't know who that is because you're not an anime nerd like
I
I am.
think I
But
recognize the name and recognize the look
he's the
now.
green. He's literally the only green one on the. Well, he's not
Yes.
the only green one, but he's the green main character. And Piccolo, and it's very like I get it. It's cool. I love it, but it's
It's,
also really not a super villain look.
yeah. To be
I
fair, it does look shoddily constructed if you don't consider the
Yeah, if you look at certain parts,
origins.
like certain parts look good and certain parts look bad. It needed to be constructed better. I get where she's
The
coming from,
fabric that
but
was used did not seem like it was a good fabric choice for this.
no, I don't think so.
It's a pattern hole fabric. It's
Yeah,
like a patterned lace, sort of. And it's too
um,
much detail to be on everything like it is.
just try to keep your voice down with how late it is.
I'm sorry, yeah. But it doesn't.
We're recording late into the night. We
Yes.
want to get this shit done.
Though the mechanical headpiece was quite cool,
Yeah, I do agree. The mechanical headpiece is really
which
cool.
gave
I
me
just wish
very
it had
season two vibes.
yeah, I just wish it could have all been that level. Um, so we move on to Dahlia Black. I and probably everybody I've seen disagrees with me, and they can all say fuck it all. I don't think she should have won. I'm sorry. I did not. I liked it, but I don't think it should have won. I think it's basically just her promo look. And again, I got people saying, "Oh, but it's not a promo look. They filmed the promo afterwards." And I'm like, and I'm like, it's giant horns, big titties, and like that sort of double eye thing. It's like
Yes,
I've
that's
seen it.
fair.
Granted, now before anybody, now I also understand this is probably the first time the Boulets have seen it because I think they do film the promos after the,
Oh, they definitely filmed the promos afterward.
boy, that's gotta suck. Especially like who's going home. It's like I have
Oh,
to
I
come back.
know.
Okay, come do the promos now. Oh fuck. Now you got to kind of look at the. That's when you got to look at the promos and see, okay, who's really feeling like who looks like they were in the top, who looks like they might have won. You know what I mean?
I know. Who looks
Uh,
the most expensive?
Seriously. Anyway, so again, it's. I don't think it should have won. Personally, to me, I understand why because this would have been like the first time seeing it, maybe for the Boulets and all that, and that's
And it
great.
was
And
fantastic.
it looks cool. For me, I just don't think it should have won. I think it could have been Landon, or not. Sorry, not Landon. Um, Ava or uh, Priscilla. Sorry, I think
Priscilla
those
did
two.
pretty amazing.
Priscilla did really, really good.
We'll get to her look
We already
quickly.
did Priscilla's look.
Uh,
Priscilla was
we'll quickly
the
take
Sergeant
another
Price.
look at Dahlia's
What?
look. It's basically just a typical Batman supervillain, kind of. Um,
Who?
based Dahlia's look.
No, not Dahlia. No, Dahlia looks more like a Disney. She looks like a sluttier Maleficent. She
I
looks.
am saying Batman style because she's in the
Yeah,
card,
she's
has
got the
the belt with the
leotard, the
D.
belt. So, like, if Disney did comics that were like the 1960s, the 19, like
I
if it did those
guess.
sort of comics, I get it. Again, it's just not my thing. Sorry. We'll see if she can step it up. She obviously won, so she doesn't matter what the fuck I say. Shit.
Yeah.
And that's not to say I don't like her either, because if she won, I wouldn't be like if she wins the whole fucking season, I'm not going to be mad. I don't. There's nobody here I wouldn't want winning. Truthfully, I like everybody in this cast, which is very rare. Like, because normally
Yeah.
there's people one or two. I'm like, oh, I can't stand it. I don't want to. I wouldn't be mad if any of these people won. Like I remember during season 2, and I said it more times on the podcast than anything. I don't want James to win. Fuck
I
James. I don't.
know.
I couldn't
I
stand
found
it.
James to be
That's why she
annoying.
did.
See, the thing is, I already
I don't.
find Dahlia to be annoying in her confessionals.
Dahlia does have some annoying qualities, but I feel like she could be worse.
Yeah.
I haven't. She may irritate me. Who the fuck knows? We'll see. But right now, I'm not mad at anybody right now. So we'll see. It's a matter of time.
Yeah, we'll find out.
So next on our list was Landon Cider. I meant to say Landon when I said Ava before. I said Landon because she was next, or he was next. Sorry. Um, Ice King, Ice. Well, no, Tentacle maybe like yeah, Tentacle.
Yes. Think
Male
Ursula's
Ursula maybe.
brother.
Yeah, Ursula's brother. Did Ursula ever have a brother? They like to
Ursula
be.
had a sister in
I know
that
they did some
terrible
weird.
straight to video sequel.
I know they did some weird ass stuff canonically in sequels and TV shows. I swear. Disney does weird shit sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes, are you kidding? They do it all the time. But I like Landon's look. It's not. I don't think Landon is kind of suited to the. I don't think she. I don't think he's like used to the runway yet because I see the way he's like going down the runway. It's
Landon
not.
doesn't seem to be a pageant king. I
No,
personally can't wait for a performance challenge to see Landon.
right.
Hopefully,
Landon
Landon will
did a
be
fucking
a
right.
fucking amazing performer.
Oh, absolutely. It's just so weird to see like compared to everybody doing. They're like, "Ooh, look at me! I'm doing this. I'm doing this," and he just comes out and it's just like, sway the cape, move around. Okay, I go. And it's just a little weird to me, but I still like it. And then again, to reiterate my point, next is Hollow, and they come out literally just pulling on these fucking neon yellow staples in their face.
Uh-huh, which, by the
Holy
way, Hollow
real
had
staples.
used the staples earlier.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention that during the workroom bit. Hollow had staples in their face and pulled out the staples, and they had Madeline. pull it out for them, and then they were like, "Oh, can I put a staple in your arm?" And Madeline was like, "Oh, okay, sure, I guess." And then so Hollow decided to use the staple gun and just right in Madeline's arm, and Madeline was like, "I don't care, didn't even feel it." But then Maxie was like, "Can I pull it out?" And they're like, "Okay, sure." And she pulled it out the
just
wrong
crip
way,
it, but
and she pulled it out, and Maxie pulled it out the wrong way, and it was like, "Ah, oh, fuck, that did hurt." And Maxie was just like, "I guess I shouldn't be doing this. Oopsies."
oh, that was so funny. I feel
It
like
was
Max did
really
that on
funny.
purpose.
No, I feel like she didn't know what the fuck she was doing.
Yeah, either that or she didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, and then we move on. So we have our safe queens, which is Landon, Hollow, St. Lucia, Madeline, and Yovska. That's right.
Yes.
And then we have our top six, except it's not the top six, it's the top three and the bottom three. We'll quickly just say, excuse me, Ava and Priscilla were high, and Dolly won. Good for Dahlia. I still would have given it to the either other, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Everybody can agree with me, whatever. It's my opinion and y'all's opinion, and everybody blah 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 blah. Then we have our bottom three, except it's not the bottom three. It's actually bottom two because they let Louisiana off with a small warning as like, "You're safe, get the fuck out." And it's like, "Okay,
You're
goodbye,
safe, you
bye."
were good. You
No,
weren't
you weren't
great,
terrible.
but you know
You
what?
weren't
You're safe.
you weren't fucking awful. There you go. And so we have our bottom two, which is Maxi and uh, Valencia. I can't say her
Valencia.
Valencia. Jesus. And their main extermination challenge is
Skydiving.
dropped out of a plane at 18,000 feet and skydive. However, it does not go as planned for Miss Valencia because
She
by the
has a
base,
terrifying fear of
she has
heights
terrifying fears, and she gets
and
on the plane.
planes.
She gets on. I mean, anybody has a fear of falling out of a plane and jumping out of a plane. Come on, babe. Um,
Oh, she's
she
afraid of the
gets,
planes in general, though.
no, but I'm saying you were saying like afraid of flying out of a plane. No, everybody
Well,
does.
heights.
Again, that's pretty much not everybody, but a lot of people.
Yeah,
So,
fair enough.
and she's trying to consider not doing it, and she's like, I don't know, should I do it? I don't want to do it. I should do it. And they were like trying to convince her, do it, do it, do it. So she gets there. They get to the
She
airport. They
even
put
gets
on the
into the
plane.
plane,
Gets into the plane. They
but
start up the
before they
plane.
take off, she gets out.
However, that doesn't mean Maxie still doesn't have to do it, and she
Nope,
does the
Maxie
damn thing.
does,
She
and
does the thing, and it
Maxie
looks
is
fun.
thrilled, apparently.
Well, I don't know about thrilled, but she looked like she was at least enjoying herself and not wanting to die.
Yeah,
But hey, that's better. It's more about it's terrifying, I think, until you actually get into it, and if you're enjoying yourself, you know what I mean. But
yeah.
so, of course, Maxie gets to live another week, and Miss poor little Valencia must die.
She gets battered over the head with a hammer, isn't dead yet,
No, they're
until.
just eating their meat.
Yes.
Still wearing because Valencia's still wearing the state costume. So they
Yeah.
beat her with a hammer and then drop her into some lovely acid. Yum 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 yum
Yeah,
yum
where
yum.
she gets
She gets
dissolved
dunked in and then
alive.
pops back, and then she gets popped back up and screaming as she dissolves alive.
Dissolves and drowns in acid. So
Fun
this
times.
is a little bit of a thing because the last
A little,
seasons,
a little bit of a thing. This is their thing, honey.
well, babe, they've been filming the queens with the looks after they were not with looks other than what they were eliminated with
Not always.
most of the time.
Sometimes it really depends.
Yes.
Sometimes they're just really lazy, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they'll do it where they're in their promo looks.
Sometimes,
Because they'll
yes.
like film the promo and the death scene at the same time.
Yeah.
It really just depends, I think. I think maybe now they'll. I think that was sort of the problem with the first two seasons is that sometimes they were wearing the costume they have to be wearing, or sometimes they're wearing the promo look or a different costume in general. I think
Yeah.
now they're finally going to do a. This is the costume you were wearing when you got eliminated. This is the costume you're going to be wearing when you die.
Yeah.
They have some sort of like semblance with like
See, the thing is, I liked it where it was basically you were then sent home for a couple days and then you didn't know if you would survive the night.
God, that was so weird.
I liked
Hey,
that idea where it was just like you could emulate the horror in whatever way you wanted. Came
God,
up with
no,
an idea for how
oh
I would
no,
want to be exterminated.
oh dear God.
Mad scientist lab. I get pushed into a bubbling vat of goo and have to just drown.
Okay, good for you. Me, on the other hand, I just won't die. Except that's, I was gonna say, I'll just win. But even if I win, they still film one. So I guess if
Yes.
I had to have, because they do that during the final three, they still show their, because obviously, two of them are going to die. Except now that I think about it, do they actually? They don't actually. Now that I
They
think
don't
about it,
do exterminations with the runners
so they
up.
wait a minute. So the numbers still don't add up anyway when they sit over under 18. So the numbers still don't add up because they don't kill off the runner ups either.
Huh.
Unless they just do it. They just
Unless they
the
just do
alternate
it off
way, like
camera.
they just like they crown the winner and everyone's like, oh goody yay. Okay, you realize we still have to kill the both of you, right? Oh shit, what?
Or, the winner gets to feast on the losers.
See, this is why you take things too far, babe.
Yeah, it's their incitement to the Hall of Fame. I don't know.
This is why you got to learn to like. There's a point in which you just learn. Okay, maybe I'll shut up. Anyway,
The
I
Boulets
gotta,
eat the
please,
evidence.
please stop.
Never.
Please stop. Don't make me threaten to hang up again.
No.
Okay, then. Like I was saying, so yeah, I think that, like I said, if I had to have a extermination, I would probably want something to do with like drag. Ooh, what if I was like, because I love formally doing drag. So if I got back on the drag, I would want something to be with my drag, like getting ready for drag, but they've put like poison or something in the makeup or my wig. There's like a poisonous spider or something. Like I want something that has to like do with my drag, and
Hmm.
I die. But then I go like it doesn't effectively immediately, so I go out and start performing, and then I die on stage. That would be
Oh,
fun.
and then you start having a spasmic seizure, and then people are applauding and clapping
Yeah,
as you're
right,
just
exactly. And I
writhing
fall
on the
down.
stage,
Right, but I like end the performance. I end on the floor dead, and everybody's on their feet, and it's just like
and then
that
it
would be
takes them a
cool.
moment for them to realize, wait, she's not
Yeah.
breathing.
Yeah, by that point, the boulets have already dragged me out there and go, oh, don't worry, it's just part of the show. Get out. Yeah. Anyway, that'll do it. We'll see you next week or whenever we
Yeah.
upload this with episode 2. Whoopee!
Woohoo!
Well, this has been Andrew B. and
Guy Smith.
for the Two Gays Dragcast. Signing off until next time. We'll see you guys. Bye.
Bye.